Happy Mother's Day, moms. I know, because it's that time of evening, I figure, you're still hanging out with mom, but mom gets tired of you. You can overdo Mother's Day. You point, you bother your mom. I've been told that too many years in a row. Listen, first order of business is, the other day during our premiering of Eric Davis, I didn't notice gold miner until I looked back in to see what was said during the course of that chat. Gold miner. I did not notice. I am so sorry, fam. And that's a so sad story. Gold miner, he lost his wife of 18 years. Oh, wow. The thing is, you know what? There's no amount of words that's going to make that feel better, but you do. My condolences, my friend. And he says his wife was a big 49er fan and all. I wish we could have paid more tribute to her. Goldmine, if you're in here, let me know, man. I really want to spotlight you for a moment, man. That's really, my heart goes out to you and your family. Let's get to the news here. Headline news, Jerick McKinnon is in the news, and a lot these days, if you notice that. He could bring a dynamic to Kyle Shanahan's offense that we've not yet seen. And a lot of people don't understand that. They just think Jerick was just another running back, and we have plenty. That's not what Shanahan's thinking. The reason he went out after that guy is for a reason. It's not just to put another running back on the roster. He does a lot of things that Kyle Shanahan knows will add a dimension to his offense that will make it complete. So we're going to see how that works out. Anyway, we'll go over that. The only question is the jet ready for takeoff? And the Niners may have caught a break facing a Tom Brady-less AFC East this year, according to some. But they will have to deal with the Saints and Nolans, the Packers on a short week, and be tested in what now appears, and don't tell Texas boy I say he ain't here yet, good. It now appears to be an improved NFC West, or East. Of those five, there's 5 big challenges. We're going to go over those and get your feeling on that. But let's just jump right in. Jerick McKinnon has missed the last 2 seasons because of knee injury. And some people are also under the impression that Jerick McKinnon has a history of just always being injured. That's not true. It's not. I'll look into it. This is the first devastating injury he's ever had that took him out for this length of time. But that didn't stop the 49ers from finding a way to rework his contract anyway in order to keep him around in the 2020 season. So this goes to show you, if the 49ers take that kind of action, Jerick McKinnon had a key role to play. And as I said, it means a lot to Kyle's offense that we've not seen yet. And we've seen a lot of good things. Now, maybe McKinnon is the missing link to make that offense completely overwhelming. We'll have to see. The moment of truth has come as to whether McKinnon is going to make it back healthy and playing well enough to help the team out on the field and actually realize all those things they have expected of. GM John Lynch said McKinnon is getting close to finding out a big part of that puzzle, too, in John's conversations with Matt Malco, NBC Sports BayArea.com. He is quoted saying, I think it's always that critical last juncture of a rehab where you go from running straight ahead and even trying to simulate some of the cutting that goes on in that position specifically. Then you go play football and it becomes much more reactive. And that's where he struggled. He's continued to put in work. There are some positive signs that we're on a better track, unquote. And that's good news. And it's mental at this point because the doctor's probably going to tell Jerick all day, man, there's nothing wrong with your knee. Use your knee whatever way you like. Trust it, Jerick. Be Jerick McKinnon. Go. That's doctor's going to tell him at some point, But Derek's going to say, I got to be careful, man. If he does that, we're in trouble. So he's got to just do it. Because Jerick McKinnon's got some vicious, nasty cuts. If he gets a linebacker out there one-on-one after Jimmy drops that ball off into his hands, that linebacker's meat. And if you haven't seen him, go back and watch him in a minute. When they used him in that way, Jerick McKinnon had 500 yards. I remember one year along with his running and his catching. So dude is legit. McKinnon is recently quoted saying, "I'm going to amp it up as hard as I can and see where it goes." Just working out with his teammate or former teammate Adrian Peterson. And Peterson has in the past endured that same setback, so he's probably talking and working with the right guy. And he came back at full speed, as you know, to continue putting up records. Now, if that goes well, McKinnon would be in line to join the 49ers on the field once that's possible this year, and get out there and do what he's been paid so much money for in the 49ers. And that's the other thing people don't understand. Ain't nobody paying Jerick McKinnon $16 million just say you got to go now. That was never going to happen. They're going to see him on that field no matter what. That's like, you count how much money now? $17 million just to contribute to the Jerick McKinnon charity fund? Don't think so. So, tonight, though, I ask, are you in favor of bringing Mrs. McKinnon's baby boy back to the offensive system with Kyle Shanahan? I don't know why I keep calling him Kyle. Oh, because his last name is Shanahan. Are you wanting to see him come on back, or are you in that group that says get rid of him now, which I do not understand? And about the schedule, finished at first in the NFC West made the 49ers 22 schedule a little more tougher than it probably would be. But here's the thing. People are saying that last year's schedule was more difficult than this one. Don't you think so? That stretch coming down the back where we had to deal with the gauntlet, as we started calling it. I don't know. This schedule seems a lot easier to me. But anyway, as I say, the analysts who still believe that Brady away from New England will be as lethal as he was under Belichick, they're saying the Niners got a small break facing an AFC East that no longer features Tommy. But Mrs. Brady's baby boy has got his own problems over where he's working at now. So we'll see about all this. I can't wait to see how this unfolds. The potential wars may take place as the Niners again have to travel to New Orleans to deal with them who-dat folks, face the pack on a short week, and then check out what looks to be an improved NFC East, as I mentioned earlier. Division will most likely still be the toughest games the Niners have on the schedule. That's always the way it is. The Niners went 5-1 in the division last year and only outscored opponents by 31 in their 6 games. Because you know, it's funny because all 3 games were battles, at least one of them, right? Even the Rams, we had to battle our butt off in that last half to win. The Cardinals, both games were just ridiculous, and we lost one of them for. All it took was a field goal. We could have swept the whole series on all teams. Robbie, I still blame you for that, man. Anyway, but regarding the non-divisional contest of concern, let's look at the top threats a bit closer at the other 5 most difficult games on the Niners schedule, starting with Week 4, EDP's Eagles. I love watching him get mad, and he's going to get mad again. Be sure to tune in on it, boy, during the game, after the game, see what he looks like. A completely broke-down Philly somehow made the playoffs last season, despite most of their secondary receiving corps sitting on the sideline with injuries. Actually, they had a legit chance. They could have won that playoff game with the Sea Chickens had Carson Wentz not gotten hurt. See, that's why. And when people ask, why is Philly drafting a quarterback? Because of Carson? It is guaranteed each and every season Carson Wentz is going to go down at some point. But when is the question? Got to get yourself a legitimate second quarterback. You already got rid of Nick Foles because he was too expensive. But Nick was always on standby when he was in Philly. Philly is among the most talented teams in the league when they're healthy and they're well coached, as you know. And the Andy Reid disciple. The Niners will be back home after 2 weeks in New York and should be pumped to be back home. But still, it's Philly. So we'll see what happens with that. Week 7 at Patriots. New England could feel the loss of Tom Brady in such a way that not even Belichick can soothe the trauma that's going to take place right after that. People don't know it yet in New England, but they're headed for pain and anxiety. Who's your quarterback? Nobody even, what's his name? I'm laughing now because, you know, they do weird things with quarterbacks. In fact, Tom Brady, at this point in his career, as his rookie, whatever he is in New England, people probably laughed about him. Who's this Tom Brady guy? Bring back, because Tom replaced, what is that guy's name? Tom replaced the quarterback that was probably the legit quarterback at the time, and the rest was history. What is that guy? It's a trivia question. Who was the quarterback that Tom Brady sat down? Give me that, chat. Anyway, there's a real chance the Patriots are just a run-of-the-mill mediocre team come up next season, fam. But until he actually plays out on the field, until that happens, the Patriots are actually they have to be respected like a double-digit winning club. Visiting New England is never going to be easy, fam, and we all know that. It has been the tradition down ever since Brady's career, which goes back way back, right? Even if their offense struggles, Belichick is still running that defense. Yeah. So, yeah, they got to. The 49ers got to be ready to play and play hard. Week 10. Who that? Bledsoe. That's it. Thank you. Yeah, Drew Bledsoe, who's probably still wondering, what the hell happened? The Saints are on the list solely because they're arguably the best team in the NFC by some standards. They have all of what is needed to be champions. They also seem to be snake-bitten when it comes to crucial games, which is very interesting about the Saints. They have lost more games that they really, really needed to win. I'm starting to think that they may have this problem, okay? That's too many times that the Saints found a way to get beat. So I'm starting to think the Saints are really just a glorified, overrated, we will not succeed when it really counts team. I'm just saying, for the last few years, what have the Saints done? They found a way to get beat. Anyway, that said, a couple of factors could affect this game and make it even easier for the 49ers. If fans aren't allowed at games, which is very frightening, which it may be the case, the COVID thing is not slowing down. We're up to, what, 80,000? I don't want to get into that. It's just... Anyway, the Superdome becomes less of a home field advantage for the Saints, provided they don't have their fans, because that's a loud joint. There's also the Thursday night factor with the 49ers coming off a long week of rest after beating up the Packers the previous week. I'm already assuming that on Thursday night football. But still, it's Nolans. They gave the Niners all they could handle last season, and all signs point to it being another showdown classic. I watched it I was watching it actually last night. Fam, two things. Remember, in fact, Spoon looked good that game. He made one mistake. But for the most part, Spoon was playing his butt off, man. He did a great job against the league's best wide receiver, man. Thomas couldn't just get off on Spoon. He got away once. But that's the best wide receiver in the NFL, according to most, right? He was good that game. I said, damn, look at Spoon. Look at the positioning. That's Spoon, that's good. Oh, look at that play. Damn it, Spoon, what is the problem? Why can't you stay like that and keep going up? Somebody else, too. Kendrick Bourne is straight money. Did you see the blocking? That was the game that all the 49ers with the highest potential were on. Man, they were just on. Jimmy G, he was on better than everybody. He was frigging awesome. And you watch that game again, you'll see it. This kid's got started written all over. I can't wait till this season. Week 13, Bills. A Monday night home date with the Buffalo Bills doesn't scare most of us, but only due to the Bills' early struggles that it's become tradition. That has changed, much like the Niners' resurgence, though. Head coach Sean McDermott, he's got the Bills in the playoffs last year. Probably should have won their wild card game in Houston, but that's why I think we have an edge. I don't think Josh Allen, the quarterback, is ready for prime time just yet. I don't think he can beat the 49ers defense. Is why I say I don't think they got a chance. Monday Night Football, I think the defense is going to eat Allen up. Their defense is excellent, and their offense should be improved after the addition of Stephon. But Josh Allen always makes things interesting, but this isn't going to be a game the Niners can win by just showing up. They're going to have to go ahead and play Allen now. I mean, he may have learned a lot last year. He looked pathetic, though, in that playoff game. It looked like he was just frustrated, sitting on the sideline thinking, what can I do to stop? I can't beat these guys, right? And Houston's defense wasn't all that time at that point in time in year. Week 15, the Cowgirls. This is a game. Who has a right to use the term hot boys? We're going to get this straightened out just a little while here. A new coach could change things for the better in Dallas, so after they spent years wasting time in Dallas and people going to jail. By week 15, Mike McCarthy just could have the Cowgirls heading in the right direction. Players getting all acclimated to the new system and everything. Maybe. CeeDee Lamb fell to him in the draft, and he lands on a loaded offense already with Dak, give me my money, Prescott, and Zeke. I can do this, Elliott, and Amari $100 million Cooper. This team is a television show. I don't know which is more sillier, the Kardashians or the Cowboys or Cowgirls. They got a lot in common. It won't be difficult for Shanahan to score in Dallas. We know this. They're not. The Cowboys aren't going to stop Shanahan. And at that point, the 49ers offense could be just, especially if McKinnon comes in and looks like McKinnon, they could be ruthless at that point. And Jimmy G, 14 more games under his belt and haven't seen more things. What if, there's so many what ifs that mean that this is total demolition time for whomever the 49ers are playing. If Trent Taylor is back and looking like he looked before he left, if Debo excels, if Ayuk is what we think he is, the 49ers could be the most devastating offense in a long, long time. George Kittle stays on the field all season long. Good, my God. Anyway, but Dallas, on paper, they have what is needed to put up points in bunches, so the defense is going to have to be ready to play. But, fam, is there a reason for concern? Philly, New England, New Orleans, Buffalo, do you see a problem? Is there a problem here? And are you looking forward to seeing what the Jet is cooking, or are you waiting to say Jet goodbye? Those are the things I want to know from you tonight. Anything else you want to add to the conversation? Hey, Jeff Tarrant says, I'm out here in the real 49er gold country. I had to get out of the city. Niners! J10, San Francisco is the city. I'm not wondering where you're talking about exactly. He says, I'll let you know if I find any gold, because that's where they used to pan for gold. Yeah, right? That's why it's San Francisco. All right, explain that one later. Scott Bros, I think Hurd is going to take. There's another thing. What if Hurd? There's so many what ifs that makes the 49ers are potentially just a juggernaut offensively. And we've already got a defense? I think Hurd is going to take the league by storm. Taylor's going to be a chain-moving machine on third down. I feel you. And Jet is going to add the running back reception threat we didn't have last year. Top 3 scoring team in 2020. I see all that as well. Jagger 805, if Ayuk and Jalen have a good season, we Gucci on offense. Pachino Villa, say, do you think Debo is going to have the best season? I really think, after watching him against New Orleans and some of the other games coming down the stretch, Debo, whether he's not going to be a card-carrying Debo Samuels. It's not going to say right on the card, number 1 wide receiver. It's going to say all-purpose assassin. That's Debo's. That's the name I give Debo. The all-purpose assassin. APA, baby. Barack O'Niner, hey, your mama looking down on you, my friend. Happy Mama's Day to you. I say, thanks, Barack. Peter Gorman says, I would play the Jet for one series in the preseason and then save him for regular season. Good idea. The 49ers are going to want to take a good look at Jet, though, in the preseason, though. Just briefly, I imagine. He's got to show that he can cut and do some of the things that he's famous for. Mr. Block, I say, hey, McKinnon may be back, but Mostert is my starter, though. You see, that's the thing about the 49ers offense. You don't really designate. Mostert was the best guy on the team last year running back, but who started? Tevin. TC was starting every game. So that's not the way it works with Shanahan. Shanahan goes out there and he'll throw a punch left, right. And there's no workhorse theory. There's no workhorse in Shanahan's offense. Shanahan attacks a defense for that reason in that fashion, so the DC doesn't know who's going to be the guy. So got to get over it with Shanahan's offense. There's no such thing as a starter. Mostert came in last year. He played more snaps than anybody, a lot of games, right? But did he start? Most of the time, no. And he has to stay healthy. We paid him good money. No one can challenge us. The only way we lose games is that we lose. We lose. I know. He puts the caps. I know what you mean. He says, Saints may be loaded, But the highlight of all the highlights, when Kittle's caught that ball, he took it damn near the Saints' whole D to take him down. Dallas don't have a chance. I agree. I really do. I tell you, man, this is going to be a really weird season. I hope we can get fans out there. It's just so strange without them. They make it look good for some reason. Yeah, Dion, come on in, man.
Ronbo, what's going on, brother?
I'm contemplating the future. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking at Derek, and I wish to God he'd be 100%. And then look at the schedule, and the divisional games are always going to be what they're going to be what they're going to be, and then they down the schedule. It's 5 teams, but beyond that, this is going to be an interesting season. What do you think, though?
You can already put me on as I feel about Dante the same way I feel about Jerick. Get him out of here. See no point in having him on the squad. It's a waste of time. He's been there for 2 straight years. He's been injured for 2 straight years. I don't care about any workout videos you put out. If you are not on the field producing, those workout videos mean nothing. Period. Point blank.
True.
And anybody out there, if y'all want to challenge me on that, please. Somebody educate me on how a workout video means so much. Because potential means nothing. Production means everything.
Can I just interject right there? I don't know that it's some workout videos as much as his talent. He may be working out, doing all kind of dynamic videos, but I've seen him and what he can do. I think for Shanahan's offense, he is ideal. But I mean, you're right. He has to be on the field. But then again, but go ahead.
I agree with you. I saw what he did in Minnesota. So I understood why they initially picked him up and gave him the money they gave him. They said, okay, we can actually use him because he will be featured. Now, the difference between him and AP is AP tore ACL, came back, had over 1,000 yards. Jerick McKinnon tore an ACL, and he ain't been on the field for 2 years.
You know what?
That's different.
AP's a north-south runner. I think that's what Derek does. A lot of ridiculous cuts that could tear your leg off your body. That's why it might take a little longer.
I'm not going to say he doesn't have the skills. It's he can't get on the field. If you can't get on the field, it sucks. You can have all the talent in the world. If you can't be on the field, it's worth nothing. Look at what happened with her. All the talent in the world. Back issue. Can't be in the field, can't produce, not worth nothing.
Are you ready to get rid of him too?
No, not at all. The man had back issues. This is the first year. Now, if he gets injured again this year and it's back problems, I honestly, for him as a man, for the sake of his family, he should retire. Back problems are not a joke.
It's not going to go away.
I messed my back up when I was a kid, and I suffered for it today. There's certain exercises I literally cannot do because I have damaged vertebrae. So it is not a game. It's not to play with. If he gets on the field and he can go, hey, I'd love more power to him because that's a dog, and I'd love to have him. But I looked at this schedule, Ronbo. Please, man, I told you the other day, 15-1, 16-0. There is no reason. Look at it. Okay, we play a Brady-less New England. We play Jarrett Stidham. Okay, that's a joke.
What's his name? I got to write his name down. What's his name? Because I don't even know. Who is this guy? Stidham. His name is what?
It's Stidham. Stidham. His last name. And nobody knows nothing about this kid. Then you don't. I'm going to tell you right now. So I saw something online, and it was saying Jimmy G is the 4th best quarterback in the NFC West, which was a flat-out joke. I tell you right now, Jimmy G is the second. I tell you this, Jimmy G is the 2nd best quarterback in the NFC West behind Russell Wilson because Russell is that damn good. You got to give that man his respect.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm looking at this. We play Green Bay. You know what's going to happen? Aaron's going to get mad because we didn't draft him back when we drafted Alex again. He's going to get all pissy.
And he drafted a quarterback.
Then he's going to look. Yeah, then he's going to look to Jordan and go, man, see, this is some bullshit. Then they're going to draft quarterbacks to try to replace me. Man, I'm tired of y'all, man. I'm going to go out here and show y'all. And then we're going to whoop his ass. And he ain't got no hope. You feel me? I'm going to tell you right now, we need to be very mindful of Jalen Hurts because they're going to have packages for him, Ronbo. And he is that ultimate insurance policy because you were right when you said it. Wentz cannot stay on the field. And if you got RPO system which is what he ran in college,
You can get hurt again.
Be really crazy. He can be really sneaky good. And in Dallas, I can't wait. Sign your quarterback before you even worry about what we do. Because if we have to play Andy Dalton after what we did last year, oh please.
Wait, D, wait. I'm more afraid of him than I am Dak, especially about that offensive line. But they lost. Didn't they lose a center?
Yes, the center retired, man, because I think he had like a degenerative disease that he couldn't get rid of. So the center retired, but they still have a stout offensive line. But Andy Dalton, really? Why am I going to be afraid of Andy Dalton? there ain't nothing to fear with him. He's a worthless quarterback.
That's true.
All the years, man, ain't done nothing. I'm looking at our schedule. I tell you the truth, the thing that bothers me the most is the goddamn Cardinals, because they just don't go down.
Agreed.
They keep fighting. They will not go down easy. The Cardinals and the Seahawks are the only two teams. I forget the Lambs. I don't worry about them. Ain't nobody worry about no damn lamb chops. Man. We don't worry about none of these other people on the schedule. Besides, the only people that's going to bother me is New Orleans, and that's because E-Man's there with our system in his brain. That's the only other thing I can think of. E-Man Sanders.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's going to give plenty of intel.
He's there with the knowledge of our system. And I know Shanahan has different wrinkles, but look what happened in the Atlanta game. They were able to combat us in ways we didn't know because they knew they run the system, and they know it. So they automatically, that's how they got us that way. Now, had Jimmy done what Bray did, then we would have won that game too. If Jimmy would have went up top and tackled Julio Jones,
then
like
we
Drake
would have won that game and say we won it. Yeah, I think we got to pull up. I'm gonna get back to you a little later, and meanwhile, I'm gonna see you tomorrow. Okay.
All right, Ronbo. Have a good evening, man. Appreciate the platform. Thank you for what you do. You are the best at what you do. Continue doing it, brother.
Thanks, D. And be sure to check G. He is Deion Johnson. Click him up. As you can see, he's got plenty of football to talk about. He's got content for you, too. Thanks, D.
All right, brother.
Hey, Dre. And Dre always makes you feel foolish when you down things. That's why I love when Dre comes in, and especially on subject matter like this. Dre!
What's up, bro? What's happening?
Oh, Dre, man, I'm looking at you still get into a lot of conversation about kissing Jerick goodbye, and then there's also the few games on the schedule that are cause for concern. There's no such thing as games for real serious cause for concern, but there is something that you need to contemplate for a minute. But Dre, how do you feel about the 5 designated games? Do you have any other game that you think might be a trap, or are you ready to say goodbye to McKinnon too?
Well, first of all, man, shout out to all of the mothers out there, the grandmothers, the aunties, the great, man, I was raised by some beautiful, strong black women. I was born in the 80s, crack era. It wasn't easy raising a young black man in this country, during that era. I just want to say, shouts out to all of the mothers out there, first and foremost. Now, second, when it comes to Jerick McKinnon, so I'm going to use an analogy. So let's just say, Ronbo, you have a property, right? You invested all of this money into this property,
right?
And here comes the coronavirus, and the market is going down, right? But when this virus is over, we're going to have another economic boom. A lot of people are going to start going back to work. A lot of the stimulus money that businesses got are going to start. They're going to start fluctuate. It's going to make the market fluctuate, and everything's going to jump back up. And you're going to get your money out of that investment, right? You don't want to sell low and get nothing out of your investment. You want to see what that investment can do for you. And with that being said, we just cannot cut ties with Jerick McKinnon. We can't.
Agreed.
We've invested $16 million. We've invested $16 million in this guy, right? He even got a Super Bowl bonus for being on the roster and didn't even play in the game.
And Drake,
so
no telling how much money they spent on his therapy. That must go into
right.
God knows how much that is.
Yeah, man. All of the medical costs are paid for. You know what I mean? So, no, you can't do that. He's working. He's running in sand. He's doing a lot of workouts. He's working on coming in and out of cuts. I want to see what Jeff can do for us. You know what I'm saying? You don't invest that much money and just say, oh, we're going to cut ties and lose $16 million plus what it costs to rehabilitate him and all of the surgery. You don't do that. So no, I want to see what Jacob do for us. Now the third thing, the 5 teams, I feel like that will be a challenge. I would say, even though I feel like our roster is a lot better than them, they still have Russell Wilson, so I'll say the Seahawks. I will say that the Bills, their defense is really strong. But Allen, he was number 1 in the league with off target passes. Do you know 21% of his passes were off target?
Yeah.
So I figured by the time we play them, Stephon Diggs is going to be complaining like a church girl.
Becoming a cancer.
He's going to realize that his quarterback cannot do what Cousins could do. At least Cousins could put the ball on the money. That kid, he just can't do that. But I feel like that defense is going to give us a challenge. I feel like when we go to play the Cowgirls, basically we're going to be playing against 2 teams, the Refs and the Cowgirls. So that's going to be a challenge. Going into New Orleans, I mean, we took their soul last year. I guarantee you they're going to be pumped up for that game.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like the Eagles, that might be a challenge because of that front 4. You got Fletcher Cox and all those guys. But they also lost. But they also lost Malcolm Jenkins, and that was, that's the middle of your defense, probably one of the most important parts of your defense on that back end. And he was also like
the guys are getting up there too, Drake. That defensive line. Who's that edge rusher?
Yeah, that's true. I forgot his name, but I know they got a strong front 4 though. So, but those are some of the teams that I see as a challenge. Like I said, man, Belichick, he still has the best corner in the game. Whoever he's in front of, he puts in work.
Yeah.
But then again, Devontae Parker from the Dolphins gave him hell in both games last year. So you never really know. But I think those teams, are going to be a challenge. Like it's not going to be an easy, year. Like we don't have the 4th toughest schedule for no reason.
Yeah.
A lot of these teams that we're playing, the Dolphins got a lot better. Got a young quarterback. They got a lot better. The Jets, they got a lot better. It's not going to be a cakewalk, but I still see us going, 12-4. I feel like we can win 12 games, man. I feel like the Cardinals, they added some names, but if you look at their offense and their defense across the board, Ronbo, like some of those rankings and ratings, it's really bad, man. Like they're not an overall good team. They're a team with some good players. That's what they are. We are a better team than the Arizona Cardinals. I feel like we're a better team than all the teams that we play, because you have to look at this also, and I'm gonna shut up. So you got to look at all of the free agents, right? You look at Hyder, right? Michael Hyder, the defensive lineman. He's a free agent, and we signed him, but he's not a new player. Why? Because he played for Chris Cassera with the Lions, right?
Yeah.
Right. You got to look at Trent Williams. Trent Williams, he's a free agent, but he's not a new player. He played already with Kyle Shanahan. You got to look at Benjamin. Benjamin is not a new player. He played with Kyle Shanahan already. You got to look at Compton, the offensive lineman that we started. All of these guys, they know our system. The only new people we have are undrafted free agents, which we signed. What was it, like 14 undrafted free agents? And there's only going to be 1 or 2 of them that's going to make the team.
It's going to make the team anyway.
So the only guys that are 5 draft picks.
And that's going to be a huge factor this year, Drake, because we got to stop. It's going to be a huge factor because you don't have a lot of time out there with these guys like you do normally.
Right.
So, this is going to work out.
Well, it's not just going to affect us, it's going to affect everybody. So.
But the thing is, when you have guys that know what they're doing already in the program, it's a little less of a chore or daunting task.
Easier.
Yeah. So, all right.
It makes it a lot easier, man. Most definitely.
All right, Drake.
Man. I'm excited. Shout out to the TNT fam, man. Trey Fresh Big Show, Terry Fresh Russo, Shay Lewis, man. My player partner Will, all of the guys. We're gonna see what happens this season, man. Hopefully, some things start to get better with this pandemic. Oh, did I say that? Yeah, I said.
I know it's such a bad word. All right. All right, Dre. See you tomorrow, fam. Have a good night. Stay careful out there. Hey, oh, here he is. Let me bring him in. Niners for the ride. Come on in, ride. Oh, ride. Oh, ride. Rod must be like stuck somewhere doing something because he usually comes right on in. Let's see. Rod, if you got dropped off, because people get dropped off, think we did it.
Hello?
We didn't do it. Huh?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, oh, now I got you.
Hello?
Hey, Rod, can you hear me?
Yeah, man. Give me just 1 second. Let me change my headphone right quick.
All right. Yes, indeed.
Here we go.
Yeah.
We back
Hey.
in here, baby.
All right, Rod.
I am. Okay, here we go. Finally, the road has come back to Ronbo Live. What it do,
Rod.
Ronbo?
All right, man. We're sitting there contemplating the worth of Jerick Mckinnon. And, you know, we divided up into two schools ever since Jerick's been hurt. A lot of people have had it. They want him gone. And there are those of us who are very curious as to what is it that Kyle went and got this guy for. So if it sounds that pressing to him, they done spend all kind of money on him. And now it looks like he's getting ready to come out. But where are you at in that situation? Also, there's a few games we need to be concerned about when you consider Philly, New England, New Orleans, Buffalo, and Alice, the Alice Cowgirls. Yeah, Rod, where are you on all these things? Are you scared of them? Are you scared of them teams? And how about Jerick?
Well, starting with Jerick, man, you probably remember. I told you a while back when Kyle made the statement that there's a possibility that they could rework his contract, which they did. My biggest concern is hoping that he's not obsessed with the piece like he was with Williams, the guy he drafted out of Utah.
Oh yeah, good point.
That's my only concern because Kyle is, from what I have seen so far, he likes certain players so he can dial up certain plays.
Yeah.
Yeah. And my true perception is that I think that what's his name? Jerick McKinnon was actually going to be playing the role that Tevin Coleman was playing when he was in Atlanta, because Tevin Coleman has been playing more power back in the 49ers organization more than he was in Atlanta. So, I'm sure you can even recall times that you and I discussed, why isn't he throwing these screen passes to Coleman?
I know. I never could wrap myself around why. I thought you brought him over here for that, Kyle. Yeah, I did.
Right. And that's so, I'm right with you on that point, man. Hey, the fact that the guy wants to stay, the fact that the guy was willing to reconstruct his contract, maybe it's just the right fit. We won't know until the season starts, but at the same time, I'm gonna go on a limb and do different than I've done in times past, and give Shanahan the credit. The benefit of the doubt that he knows his players better than I do. So,
yeah. And like you say, for certain things he wants to do, only certain talent can do what he wants to do. So that means, Rod, he's actually left some things out of his playbook due to the fact he doesn't believe he has the right tool. This could be. Did I call Jerick McKinnon a tool? Anyway, the thing is, he's been lacking that, and maybe this might be interesting. All right, go ahead. Sorry.
But if you really think about it, there hasn't been a running back tantrum that's had this much effect on the game for an organization since the Giants, when they had Ahmad Bradshaw, Tillman.
One of them twins.
They had a whole bunch of guys, It was like 3 to 4 running backs they're using. And I think, the fact that we're able to do it, but do it more effectively, is one of the things that is going to pay major dividends to us this season coming up, because I don't think anybody knew that Raheem Mostert was going to, excel to the level that he did last year. We always knew. Ronbo, I remember you and I both saying in the beginning when we signed this guy, about after the second year, when he was just a guy that was basically playing special teams, that every time he got a chance to it's like this guy's running the football like he wants to be seen. Like he really, really wants a chance to carry that rock on a more permanent basis. And I mean, to his credit, he did that. But let me hurry up and move this on, Ronbo, because I know you got to hurry up and move to the next. As far as the other guys on the schedule, there's only two teams that I'm really concerned about. The first one would be, of course, the Seattle Seahawks, because they're our biggest rivalry in the game right now. Other than that, you guys might think it's funny. I'm not worried about New Orleans because the Ahmad Brooks factor is still in effect. You know, it's a curse.
That's a good point. Drew's neck is still hurting a little bit every time he sees a red and gold uniform.
You damn right. The only team, and I mean, hear me when I say this now, because time will go by. You guys might say it was me that said it first, but the team that we're favored to beat right now that I'm more concerned about are the New York Jets. Why do you ask?
That's interesting. Yes.
They got Le'Veon Bell and they got Frank Gore. Whenever Frank Gore plays,
forgetting about Frankie Gore over there.
There you go. And the New York Jets just reminds me of one of those teams that can play such a boring game that the boring game will mess around and take over the entire content of the game. And next thing you know, the final score is something like 9-10. So I would be cautious of one of those type of games there.
Yeah, we got to take the Jets are some of concern. Unless, what's his name, the quarterback, if he screws up, but he was getting good last year to Walker. Well, that is going to be a game, Rod. Good point out. Sammy, he's, man. All right, we'll see.
And keep in mind, that's the back-to-back East Coast week. That was the East Coast. We played the Giants and the Jets back-to-back. So,
but you know what they didn't do, Rod, which could be their undoing? They did not address that offensive line. Sam was in the dirt more than any quarterback in the league last year, and that's going to get really bad that night or that day. So we'll see.
You're right. And did Robbie Anderson get signed by somebody else?
Yeah, because he lost a couple of people. Anyway, but Rod, you're right.
Okay.
We got. Let's get into this.
It's been
tomorrow.
good, man. I know you got to go.
All right,
I'm gonna catch you on Raw.
Yeah.
Tomorrow, I promise to have a little bit more info, more detail like you like. But it's just good to be back on the show, man.
And
Shout out
good to have you
Empire.
back too.
Shout out to you. Appreciate the platform. Appreciate that one-on-one interview with the OG 25 too, Eric Davis. That was a good one, man. I hated I missed it, but I enjoyed every bit of it.
Thanks, fam. He's too much fun. We'll get him back. He swears to be back. He can't wait. All right. Rod, you ready?
I'm always ready, baby.
For the rod.
Catch the next one, baby.
All right, fam. Night, Rod. And let's go check out J1.
What's up, Ronbo?
Jay, man, we're sitting up here getting all worked up. Jerick McKinnon is about to make a comeback. He's going to bring back another part of the formula that Kyle Shanahan uses to destroy DCs. Are you on board with that, or is it time to end the Jerick McKinnon experiment? And there's 5 teams of concern. And Rod just added the Jets. And you know what? He's right. But is there a problem with any of these teams for the 4-9?
Man, to be honest with you, it's going to be really a problem for any team, really, for the scheme on this offense. This offense is really no true number one. You know what I'm saying? You could try to take George Kittle out, but you got to deal with so much other weapons. So,
especially now,
if he comes back, especially now, you know what I'm saying? We're a complete offense. You know what I'm saying? We don't just have one player that we throw the ball to. We throw it to multiple players, and one player might get the most catches in this game and not getting none the next game. You know what I'm saying? So it's whoever's open. Really, you know what I'm saying? So it'll help us out. But I mean, hell, we did good without him. So, you know, it's I'm really cool with or without the man, because we show him proven fact that we went to the Super Bowl without the man being there. So
I know, huh?
It is what it is, you know what I'm saying, Ronbo? But, you know, if he comes in and he do what he's supposed to do, then I'm with it. If he doesn't play, I'm with that as well. So, it's either or. So I don't really care. I just know our team ain't built off of one star. It's built off as a unit. And that's what I like about our offense. It's built as a unit. It's not built. That's why we have so many running backs.
Yeah.
That's why we interchangeable players. We put players in, we take players out. We put players in, we take players out. So I like the way our offense is run. It's not like,
It's not predictable because there's no way for a DC to sit there and draw it out. Okay, here's what they like to do. Well, you don't know what they like to do. I mean, TC starts one week. Matty B started another week. I think I don't ever remember Mostert starting. So it's really interesting. I don't know what Kyle's doing, but it's good. It's screwing DCs up all over the league. And remember George Kittle would be blocking sometimes instead of taking passes? Wait.
Exactly. And that's what had me so out of frame in the Super Bowl. It was like, I'm sorry I keep bringing that up, but I'm still still don't know what happened in that game. It's just knowing how brilliant Kyle Shanahan with offense. That's why I don't understand. But you know what I'm saying? You're right. They cannot game plan. They cannot finger point on who's going to do what. You know what I'm saying? Well, he can run the ball 3 quarters, you know what I'm saying, and can throw for 3 quarters. You can't really game plan on a player like that, a coach or players like that, when you don't know what's going on with the offense. Because by the time they realize something going on, George Kittle wide open. Deebo Samuel's running around for a sweep. So they're blocking.
Every play is a surprise, Jay. Every play is a surprise. And that's what keeps teams on their heels and off balance. That's what Shanahan does to a team. Yeah.
Yes. And that's what I'm saying. That's why I feel like we can go 15-1. You know what I'm saying? I really do. Because, it's kind of hard to go 16-0 in the NFL. It's very hard.
Injuries, referees,
correct.
any number of
referees,
things.
Everything could be taken out of our hands, so or we just ain't playing well, you know what I'm saying? That one game we didn't play well, just like the Atlanta Falcon games. We didn't play
everybody
well.
Thinks about
you
that.
know what I'm saying?
I was getting ready to bring the same game up. I don't know what the 49ers was doing, but as Dion pointed out, the Falcons knew what we were about because Kyle had been with them for 2 years. They kind of had us figured out. We made some mistakes.
No, they didn't have him figured out. Kyle played a vanilla game to step back. He wanted his team to be healthy. And now Kyle don't use the same.
Let me just ask you a question on that, though. Was it a vanilla game, or was Kyle trying to make sure that they weren't able to scheme up his schemes? I don't know, because Fred, I mean, what's his name? The manager, the head coach. He's kind of sharp when it comes to defense. I mean, really sharp.
Yeah. Yes, he is. But at the same time, as well as he knows Kyle's offense, Kyle knows his defense.
Well,
you know what I mean?
True.
So,
checkmate. Boom.
Yeah, because Kyle is smart, And his dad was a head NFL coach for how many years? So Kyle is very bright coach and has all the knowledge from his dad.
Yeah,
he knows football. This boy was
born into the game.
To be a head coach.
Jay, we got to go though, fam. I'll bring some tomorrow. We'll be looking for you.
Yes, sir. I got you, Ronbo. I appreciate you. You have a good night, brother.
You too, fam. Night, Jay. Yeah, man, I tell you, that's that game in Atlanta. But then again, if George, when he makes that switch, if he doesn't throw that ball out of bounds, we're still going to win. So, okay. And those are the things you got to worry about when talking about 49ers losing the game. Every game they play next year is probably going to be close, probably like last year. Well, you know what? The offense is so much more going to be advanced this year. There will be several blowouts, I imagine. But that game, Like every game last year was so close. You can't afford to make a mistake when they're that close in the fourth quarter. When George makes that switch, if he doesn't lose a ball, we still win. Hey, Alex.
Ronbo.
There you are. Hi, Alex.
What's up, man? Sorry, I put my headphones in.
You know, we could hear every plug that you did, too. Hey, Alex. And you know, Alex, because tonight the debate is over. Jerick McKinnon should be allowed to continue, or have you had enough of the Jerick McKinnon experiment, and you'd love to see him say goodbye? A lot of people do.
Yeah, I've heard. Yeah, it's funny. I've been wondering like why Shanahan chose McKinnon over Breida, because we've all seen what Breida can do, right?
Yep.
We've seen him for multiple seasons what he can do, and so I was actually pretty shocked when I saw that we traded Breida and we were rolling with McKinnon. But I think it makes it a little easier since McKinnon restructured his deal. I think that shows like, hey, like I understand, like I've been on the field, like I'll take a pay cut. I want to be here, so he wants to be here. Let's see what he can do. I think we can give him the chance,
Yeah, I like that. And remember, the thing is, Alex, remember what Jerick's going to bring to the field. Matty B was good at what he did, but he wasn't exactly a route runner, a pass catcher coming out of the backfield. Tevin Coleman was supposedly had that talent, but for some reason Kyle didn't push that button last year, and I still don't understand why. But this is what Kyle wants to add to his offensive playbook, where he probably has been negating that week after week.
Yeah.
So we're going to probably see more of that, provided the McKinnon can do it.
Yeah, and I think he'll definitely bring that element out because, I mean, we all noticed that we didn't really like run that check down. We ran screens, but it was a lot of wide receiver screens. Yeah. I think Mostert got the most of the running back screens and maybe use check, but I was watching some McKinnon highlights from college, and I was like, am I watching the right YouTube or the right highlights? Is this the right
quarterbacking?
He was running, quarterbacking with triple option. So I wonder if Shanny got a little like wildcat in his offensive playbook, because I look back to the Ravens game, and I think Richie James was out there running some wildcat. Maybe like once or twice. So I'm curious to see if maybe Shanahan's got a part of this playbook with some wildcat or some like for like goal line, red zone plays. So
Alex, you remember last year against the Saints, we saw Shanahan get more and more. I mean, he's just started boogieing with plays that just freaked. I mean, that option play with Juice, he's got. Sanders is throwing passes downfield. I mean, it was just, and then they stole a playbook out of Peyton's playbook. Shannon just got completely jiggy that game. This is why the more he's able to do that, he'll only do that with certain players, though. You notice? So this is the thing.
Right, for sure. Yeah, and I think everyone has kind of touched on it about how Shanahan likes players that can do multiple things, not only on offense but defense. But I think, I mean, I don't know how much Shanahan would do this, but could you imagine like option plays with Raheem Mostert, Jerick McKinnon, and Kyle Juszczyk in the backfield, like Kyle leading, and I don't know.
These are all cerebral guys. They could do it.
For sure.
And he will trust them too. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, but we haven't seen what McKinnon can do because he's been injured. So that's obviously a huge red flag, and I think that everyone's fair to kind of question that because, we've kind of hyped ourselves up for like this McKinnon show and it hasn't come yet. So I think people are fair to kind of like restrain and, all right, let's see what happens with McKinnon. But at least we know we got Mostert. Mostert's our guy. He's going to be the guy going forward. And Coleman's a good second option. But we also know that Shanahan's always good at finding running backs, and we'll be fine there. I'm not too worried about that. You've
seen the two guys they brought in, right? The two undrafted free agents.
Hey, that dude from Washington, dude, he kind of looks like a little like Tevin Coleman-esque to me a little bit.
Yeah,
not gonna lie.
And I forget the other guy's name.
Hasty, right?
That's him. Ahmed and Hasty. God, these guys are bullets.
Woo,
I mean, when they hit the hole,
undrafted.
they
I
hit
cannot
that
believe
hole. You notice Kyle and Bobby like guys that don't dance. One step, cut, and get out of here. And that's because Carlos Hyde could never do that. So that's why these guys have come on to make the offense look a little different.
Yeah, no, for sure. I think that I like what we've done at the running back position. I think I don't know if I want to say we upgraded because I do miss Breida, but I think we're gonna be more than fine. This dude Mostert, we got to realize that last season, going into the season, we were kind of still trying to figure out what our offense is. And we were still winning games.
Point.
And that it wasn't until really Emmanuel Sanders got there that we kind of settled in and figured out what our identity was.
And
so now that we know what our identity is going into the season, and also having a clear, tangible goal that last year, okay, let's no one was really thinking Super Bowl. We were thinking probably 10-6 at best, and then we went 13-3 and went to the bowl. So now we play with a bigger chip on our shoulder with a more clear identity. So let's hope and pray that this season's going to come. But
yeah, I know, right? That's the thing. That's the biggest anxiety right there for the 49ers. As far as them beating people up, I don't have any doubt about that. Alex, good to hear from you. We're going to go. I'm going to see you tomorrow if you get a chance. All right?
Yeah, sounds good, man. Yeah. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there, the grandmas, the aunts. You guys are the best. And
these too.
Have a good day. All right. Later, Ronbo.
Let Alex. Hey, Jay, rolling down the road again. On the road again. Just can't wait to get on the road again. Jay!
Bravo.
Jay, man. Jay.
Yo.
Hey. There it is. There's that sound. Them big wheels rolling. Right, Jay. Okay, Jay. So tonight, it's about to keep a Jerick or get rid of a Jerick. And then there's the thing about there's 4, 5, 6 teams. And now, as a matter of fact, the Jets have been brought into the mix. And that's a solid argument. What if, boy, that Le'Veon. But Le'Veon don't want to be in New York. Concerned. I didn't say whoop nobody. Concerned.
Sam Donald be seeing ghosts. What are you talking about?
Sam better play. He better see if he can find some offensive linemen. If Sam Donald beats the dirt like he did last year, he may not be there when we get ready to play him. Why?
Yeah, I mean, well, they signed 4 free agent offensive linemen. They got Beckman out the draft, so they did try.
Yeah. Did they pick up some F agents? I mean, free agents?
Yeah, they picked up full Tom Coughlin type. Who's the dude we picked up on the Jets? They picked up 4 of him.
Oh, okay. Well, who did we pick up?
Yeah, they ain't pick up nobody big name.
Yeah.
They ain't pick up nobody big.
They didn't pick up anybody that's going to stop.
Beckman in the draft.
Yeah, I mean, they didn't find anybody that's going to stop Nick, Eric, or D.
Oh, nah, they ain't got Sam Donald think he was seeing ghosts. You think he was seeing ghosts last year? I can imagine what he's going to be talking about when he see us play us.
Boy, I can just see him. He's going to wake up in the middle of the night screaming. Every time, nobody would block Bosa. How am I supposed to? Guys, how can I work? Nobody wants to block Bosa. We tried to stop him, Sam. You ungrateful son of a,
And they ain't got no receivers. I ain't about worried about that, but Jerick McKinnon ain't no reason to cut him now.
Yeah, too late.
Because he on the one. Yeah, he on the 1-year deal. That's what I'm saying. We don't need to cut nobody off this roster to preseason. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even Dante. Dante got to come and try and prove himself.
Hey, Jay, he's my dark horse favorite this year to cause somebody to lose a job. Dante's hearing all this, man. That's got to make a man mad. People probably see Dante wherever he is. Ain't you Dante Pettis? If I'm Dante, no. And don't ask me any more questions because I'll tell you what, I'll call the police for harassment. Dante!
He seemed like he's spoiled though, so he ain't worried about it. Yeah, he's probably he brushed that off his shoulder, keep on moving.
I'll bet he's a mama's boy 3 times over. Gary's out playing baseball. Gary's playing baseball. He sees Dante once in a while, you know. And meanwhile, Mama's boy's at home and baking cookies with her and playing with the kiddies.
With the kiddies.
But he's so gifted that his talents, coaches just said, look, put the kiddie down, and I want to teach you how to play football.
That was it. But he ain't hungry, though. He ain't got that dog.
I know. God. It's too bad.
You got to want to be the best. You got to put that work in. It ain't the work you put on Sundays. It's what you put in Monday through Saturday.
Attitude, yes. You got to feel like ain't nobody better than me. I don't know if he feels that way.
Yeah, I don't think so. He don't act like it.
Jay, he was the best in the collegiate ranks. He was the best return man off the kick in the NFL in history. He's got all kinds of talent. Damn it, Dante.
Yeah, that's until them grown men start hitting him.
I know. He changed his. You see, there you go, attitude.
He got a rude awakening. It changes your attitude.
Pain.
You know,
Jay,
who he played for? He played for Washington. They don't play no defense up there.
I know, but Jim, you know what? You hit upon. Dante wasn't familiar with pain. Wow. I know. You know, if you play football even at 9th grade, 8th grade, 7th grade, Jay, you still feel some ouchies. But if you like playing the game, you don't quit. I mean, at any level.
Yeah.
In fact, I get more determined every time. I wasn't happy till I got bolted. Shoot. Yeah. Game, I was nervous. After a hit, I'm ready.
Yeah. Yeah, but then on top of that, though, you know, some kind of talent, you know what I mean, through high school, college, you're going to get a lot of popularity. So, you know, you're going to get used to everybody riding you, you know. So you just stick with what you know. And,
True.
You know, he got a lot of popularity playing football. You know, he probably was one of the good athletes.
Big man on the
up.
campus. Yeah.
Uh-huh. He ain't really had to work hard. You know, he just like one of, you know, some athletes, we just stuck on the field, you know, God-given talent.
And we don't have Gary Pettis for our dad that makes sure that we had all the latest fun stuff at home, you know? So, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
You gotta have some animal, some dog, some tragedy in your life to be your best football player, a boxer, MMA. You need rage. Even if you keep it suppressed, you need rage. Yeah.
That's it. He had to do good, but McKinnon gonna be good though. You know, it's not. You know, we got a lot of question marks for people coming off injury. Like half our wide receiver corps coming off an injury. We can say the same thing about them that we saying about McKinnon.
Yeah.
We got to wait and see. You know? See what they look like when they come out. They trying to stay healthy. Hopefully it's out, I mean, it is out, but hopefully the whole thing can stay healthy.
Well, that's the thing. And I'm worried about Jalen Hurd, Jay. I ain't lying. You know, your back injury, he could be paralyzed on the wrong kind of hit. I don't know what the doctors are telling him, but I'm a little worried.
I feel you. That same problem, that same injury he had in college. That's why he left Tennessee, because he ain't want to play running back, because he hurt his back.
See? But he still wants to fulfill his dream and play in the NFL. And see, that's the kind of rage I'm talking about, the determination, the attitude. If we could put Jalen Hurts' mind in Dante Pettis' body, Jay, good God, we'd have a ball player.
I ain't going to say he'd be Jerry, but he'd be close.
Woo! Jay, we ran out of time. Hey, Jay, we'll see you tomorrow night.
Already, I'll be here. Have a blessed night, Ronbo. Have a blessed night, Faithful. Happy Mother's Day. Have a blessed night to all the mothers. Niner Empire. Niners! Bang, bang, Niner gang.
Music to my ears, Jerry. You roll carefully out there, bro.
Right.
Talk to you later.
Oh, you know it. All day. Have a blessing.
Oh, man. Yeah. Fam, that's what Dante lacks. We're never going to get that. You either born or you either develop that or you don't. Hey, 49 Lakers, what do you think about that Larry Warford segment on ESPN? Any chance we go for him? You know, I've heard a lot about him, but I've not checked into him yet. I have no opinion to offer. I was involved in a conversation the other day. I didn't know who they were talking about. Excuse me for my ignorance on him. I'll check into it. I want to know, what is everybody talking about him for? Is he available? What does he do? And those kind of things. Hey, George.
Ronbo.
George, come on in, man.
Hey,
What's up?
Ronbo.
Hey, what's up? Happy Mother's Day to tell Mom.
Ronbo, so, yeah, to all the mamas out there, happy Mother's Day. We love Mama. Ronbo, but, so as far as the Jerick McKinnon thing, I'm actually really excited about Jerick McKinnon just because of the fact that he's always been Kyle's guy.
Yeah.
And this is kind of like the one piece that we've been waiting on. It's going to be a dynamic 1-2 punch with Moser. Looking forward to it. That's actually one of my worries. I'm not really worried about the run game. Actually, I think that's going to be all right. I think even having Tevin Coleman right there too is going to make us sleep a little bit better at night. But Ronbo, what I wanted to call to you tonight and say was that I think that I don't want to sound like a little over exaggerated. Oh, just because he had a good year like last year is the reason we have a good year this year. But I honestly do think that our schedule shakes out really well for us because we have that bye week towards the end. I think that's going to help us. But I see us handling business this season, and I really do. Like the last caller said, like you said, it was a really good point that he made that we really didn't have a goal last year. Just getting Jimmy back healthy. Like when in the beginning of the year, I think a lot of Niners just said, let's just hopefully Jimmy makes it, this year. But like he said, this year we're not playing no games, and we do expect to have a good year, and we do expect to make noise. We do expect to make it to the bowl. So I just based off like looking at our schedule, I see 13-3, but I'm being realistic. I do see we're all human, so maybe we're not gonna play perfect ball, 13 times. So maybe 12-4, 11 around there, 11 wins, 13 wins. What do you think, Ronbo?
Yeah, no, it's. I need it.
I just think it's about handling business.
You know what's funny, George? Because we have to continue to build. The 49ers have to identity is still not established. Do you know if Jerick McKinnon comes in, that adds a whole nother wrinkle to the offense. If Hurd and Trent Taylor come back, also McKinnon, this is going to be interesting to see where does it slow
He's a big deal,
down?
Ronbo.
Does it slow things down,
No,
or do they pick it up? But how long is it going to take to incorporate? That's what I'm a little worried about. That. I've been thinking about that. Good point.
6 games. Yeah, 6 games. By the time our bye week comes, that'll help us. That'll help us get things in order. But Ronbo, if you saw what Kansas City did, do you know who they drafted first round?
Who?
That Clyde Edwards running back. That is exactly what McKinnon wants. I mean, McKinnon is. That's the type of this is the exact same comp. So if Kyle Shanahan has been wanting that running back, and all of a sudden you see Andy Reid go and get that guy, I mean, what is that saying about Jerick McKinnon? No wonder we gave rid of Breida.
Matt Breida.
And look at the Chiefs. The first thing they do in the first round is they're going to get that running back who can do what? Catch. And so
those are valuable.
And it's just he's valuable. He's going to be a sleeper that he's going to be. Unfortunately, he's going to be one of those X factors on our team that's going to make us swim or take off. You know what I mean? And scary take off. You know what I mean? Because we already are really good. And if you imagine Kenny coming in and just ripping it up, I mean, who knows how good we could be next year? Adding Ayuk, adding Jalen Hurd, adding Taylor. I mean, I remember last time I called and I said we had so many X factors, but it's just if each little flower blooms, I mean, we'll have the nicest garden,
That's why it's going to be hard to make that room. So we're going to lose some people.
Yeah.
And George, think about it for a minute. You're not going to keep 7 running backs. You're not going to keep 10 wide receivers.
That's the tough part, yep.
Yeah, I keep wondering who's going to survive this battle royal. This is going to be really crazy.
Yeah. And even what was our third back last year? What was his name? I forgot his name, but he had a couple good touchdowns too with us.
Jeffrey
and
Wilson.
It just made me think what Wilson Jr. It's like if what about if he has a good off season and he comes back and I mean who's to say that guy he's gonna lose his job? You know what I mean? Like what about if he picks it up? He has some really good runs and they were touchdown runs too, and it's like you know. And the reason Ronbo too, the reason why I said about that whole we're gonna have a good season, because like they talk about the Packers are gonna smash us, that gets under my skin so much, Ronbo. The Saints are gonna give us a hard time. The Saints maybe, but the Packers, like, come on, man, stop playing with me, man. You're pushing my buttons with that stuff,
you
man.
just can't get any
you know
respect.
what I mean?
We're never gonna,
you can't
we
get
have to win the
yeah.
Super Bowl. I guess that's our standard, and then we'll get maybe some respect.
Yeah.
Even you guys are still coming up with 49ers losing games. Your predicted schedule. You got the same guy last year who took all season to believe in the 49ers, talking 10-6, and the Rams beating us a game. Hell, the Rams are subject to win 3 games next year. They lost everybody. George, how in the world are they going to beat the 49ers? That's just a joke.
And you know what's the worst part, Rumble? I don't know if you saw that little, I don't know, whatever that was. That little picture that had like Garoppolo's the worst quarterback in the NFC West, and
I
Goff
just got
is
told
better.
about that.
Like, in what world is Goff better than Garoppolo? Like, honestly, like what are these analysts really like looking at? Because just looking at the eye test, if you just look at Garoppolo and Goff, like, where, dude? Like, where? Garoppolo is so much faster. He's so much like
better release.
Just,
I mean,
it's just.
This hate.
I'm not saying Garoppolo's the best of all time, but I mean he's definitely top 12 for
George,
sure.
you know, we need to appreciate, but we need to appreciate the shots that they get him, because that's going to make him into a complete maniac. I can't wait.
Yes.
George, we got to go though, George. Good stuff.
All right.
Food for thought.
Yeah, Ronbo. I'll see you tomorrow.
All right. Be looking forward to that. All right. Night, George.
All right, Ronbo. Yep.
Yeah, Jimmy G, boy, they're building a monster in Jimmy G. He can't get no. In fact, Jimmy G gets hate from all around the league, and even amongst 49er fans, there's a large percentage that really don't like Jimmy. This is gonna make him crazy. I just love it. Hey, Big Will, Dollar, Bill, Will.
Ronbo, what's up, cuz?
Will, man, I'm just like, the Jerick Mckinnon experiment has drawn a line down the middle of the empire. And there are those who'd like to see him say goodbye, and there are those who say, well, you know, we got to see what he's got. And then you got the games that, as Super Bowl, we participated. We still can't get no love. There's games that we're supposed to probably struggle with. And Will, I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm gonna say right this day before the game starts. I'm tired of hearing about the Saints. We will beat the Saints. We will beat the Saints. I'm saying it, fam. Remember to quote me and get me if I say anything less between now and then. All right, Will. I'm sorry. I get to get off my chest.
Yeah, no, you good, Ronbo. Do what you gotta do, man. I feel you, man. But with Jim McKinnon, man, I'm telling you, man, Jim McKinnon, y'all about to witness some good play activity from Jim McKinnon, man. Kyle Shanahan win the bidding war for this guy, and he got his guy. Unfortunately, things didn't pan out in the beginning, but you know he didn't want to let this man go until he see how he can perform in his offense, because he wanted to base his offense around him. So he really wants to see what he's got. He's going to give him this year to see if he can fit in his system. And if he rocks out, I see Kyle keeping him, you know, for a few more years. So Jim McKinnon, man, no setback so far. I've seen his workout videos. He looks great. He looks fast. He looks elusive. And I think he's going to be a great addition to this running back corps. I'm glad that Coleman is still on this team because, like one of the callers said earlier, that he's a power back. You know, he's a bruiser. You know, and then when you put Jerick McKinnon out there, you know, he's a professional with the outside zone scheme, and you can also use him as a receiver out the backfield. So we're about to witness some good play activity from Jerick McKinnon, and I can't wait, man. I'm fascinated about it. And with the schedule, man, the NFL showed us some love, man. They say we got the 4th hardest schedule, but now I see a whole lot of games that we can win, man. We can get back to 13-3 or 14-2.
Yeah,
I think that. I think the Saints is going to be our biggest competition. Hey, as long as Drew Brees is in the NFL, people are going to talk about the Saints. They're going to talk about the Saints over the 49ers.
I know.
As long as he.
Yeah. Well, you know what? My question is about how long Drew's arm. He's still sailing that ball. Somebody said he was getting weak, but he had a lot of rest last year, too. Will, you know what? I think that had a lot to do with him looking like he did when we played him. Drew had about, 4 or 5 weeks off?
Yeah. I think he did. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think he did. But all I'm saying is based on the team that we have now, if crossing our fingers, if everybody is healthy, such as D4, Trent Taylor, Jalen Hurd, and some of the additional players that we got on the team. Yeah. I mean, if they can stay healthy all this season, man, this team will be better than last year.
Yes.
I'm telling you, man.
And just because the offensive improvement, because the offense lacked tools last year, Kyle couldn't do some of the things he'd like to do, and people think it's all Jimmy. It's all Jimmy. Jimmy came. No, it wasn't just Jimmy. There were some things missing in that offense that are going to be there this year, and you're going to see a big difference. So, yeah.
Exactly, especially with that offense, with Jalen Hurd coming back and Trent Taylor. And
Ayuk and Debo's maturity, and God knows what Ayuk brings to the table. Yeah, it's
and when
Kittle's going to be
George.
McKinnon
back,
yeah,
with George and Jet. I mean, this offense is about to be explosive. So if everybody can stay healthy, man, this team will be better than last year. We're gonna get back to Florida, man.
Always the pain, injuries.
We all should know. We all should know this. We all should be numb to all the negative talk about this team and towards Jimmy G. Jimmy G is going to get crucified until this man wins a ring. So we just need to
talking about it. Even to this day,
still
talking about it.
Right. So we just need to be numb to it. I mean, I'm numb to it. When they talk bad about us and about how many games we're gonna win, this coming up season, all that, I don't get no feelings from it because I'm numb to it. This is what they lied to make an argument on this, on these channels, these sports channels. Mm-hmm. They just it's a narrative. You got to push the narrative. That's the narrative. They're going to push that until the 49ers win a ring. Mm-hmm. So we all should be numb to it, man. Because I'm numb to it. I don't really care no more. I'm just ready for the season start.
But Will, I don't want to take it too unseriously, the 49ers team, because you know what? Jimmy G is sitting around being embarrassed. This recent thing I'm hearing about, that they ranked Jared, I can't find nobody golf above him. Jimmy G was the best there was in 3 categories. How many categories was Jared Goff number 1 in? See, here's the thing. They take shots at Jimmy just to be taking shots at. He's got region. Right. I know he is. See,
Ronbo, that's an example. That's an example of the narrative they push. They're lying to us just to crucify him. It's a narrative. Yeah. I mean, you can say Andy Dalton. They'll say Andy Dalton's better than Jimmy G if they wanted to. It's a narrative.
They probably have.
So I mean that's all it is. It's just a narrative. They don't want to.
The truth doesn't matter.
They don't want to flip. Right. They don't want to flip the script to praise him. They got to keep the narrative going because they already pushed it out. So they got to keep it going and keep it going and keep it going. So that's just how the media is.
They got a surprise coming. After 1 year, first complete year, coming off an ACL, he got all the way to the Super Bowl and passed for 4,000 yards. They've seen nothing yet. Hey, Will, let me see you tomorrow. The clock ran out. There's a blank in front of me.
All right, man. Shout out to you, Ronbo, man. Appreciate what you do, man.
Thanks, man.
Shout out to my TNT family, Player Upon Trey Tracy, Big Show, Russo, all them guys, man. Shout out to the Ronbo Sports Fan Club, Rico, Jersey Joe, all them guys, man. Hey, man. Super Bowl 55, Tampa Bay, Florida. It will not be the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. It will be the San Francisco 49ers versus to be announced. All right, Ronbo.
Good night, Will. Looking forward to hearing from you tomorrow, fam.
All right,
I can't wait to address this. Blam Bar 7. Pretty sure Bosa didn't have any tragedies as a kid, and he's a pretty good football player. Hey, I want to address that real quickly because here's the thing. About Nick, it's a different story. He's driven by ambition, and that's one thing I left out. Bosa sees his dad, his uncle. I think he's got first-round draft picks. Joey comes out. He competes with his brother Joey. So there is compassion within that family. I'm a Bosa, right? I don't screw this up. This is what we do. I left that out. You could grow up and be in a situation, but Nick wasn't impressed with that as much as he was. Having all the luxuries that they had was one thing, but Nick had a higher level he wanted to get to. His competition is his brother. You see him in the combine, everything Nick said was, he's competing with his brother. His brother did one thing, Nick had to one-up him on everything. That works too. So, hey, IB!
Ronbo. What's going on, brother?
Oh, fam. I'm looking at I'm excited about Jerick McKinnon returning, but hopefully he can still be Jerick McKinnon. Because if Kyle wants him that bad, he knows how he's going to use him. I just dying to see what it is. And I can't wait to see that. And also, the teams, we picked out a few teams, because there ain't many teams in the NFL that can beat the 49ers.
Right on.
But there's a few. And the Jets, as Rod just pointed out, suddenly got me tingling. I forgot about Le'Veon. Le'Veon ain't to be played with. And also,
I love Gore, but I don't know about the Jets. I love Gore, but I don't know about the Jets.
Damn.
Like I said, a lot of things run through the quarterback, and we ain't worried about what's the dude, Sam Darnold, or whatever the quarterbacks. We ain't worried about that guy, man. But I'm very eager, I'm anxious to see what McKinnon's gonna look like, man. I'm hoping, praying he's gonna make the team, and man, if he could stay healthy this year or the majority of this year, I think he'll have a big impact. And it'll be interesting. What that'll do is it'll allow Hasty and Ahmed to battle for a spot on the roster, and somebody potentially be practice squad. So that'll be interesting because
you conclude from that we're not keeping both of them.
Right. Nah. Somebody, it's going to be a battle. McKinnon's part of the battle too. Regardless, they wouldn't have renegotiated his contract if it wasn't up for grabs. You know what I'm saying? But he says he's hungry. He looks great. I mean, if you listen to his YouTube videos and all that, he said, man, they took my money. So that. You only say stuff like that if you could back it up, man. And he's working with the right people. He's working with AP, and AP came back hungry. And sometimes freak things happen on the road to recovery. And he plays.
Let me just ask you one question though. You look at that running back room. Who will be the sacrificial lamb? Because Matty B's already paid the price. He is now playing for somebody else. You have others. You can only keep about.
Are you saying if
5? I guess
if McKinnon is healthy or no?
Yeah.
Are you saying if?
Yeah, because if McKinnon's healthy, you're right. He's in. Mostert is in.
Yeah.
Is there 3 spots left? Or is there 2
and Coleman
spots
is in. Coleman is. Listen, Coleman's an NFL back. He's a veteran. I call him "Take Us Home" Tico. You know what I'm saying? He was very vital for the Falcons and their Super Bowl run.
Okay. With that,
you remember he got hurt in that game.
I agree. Now there's 3 spots you figure are taken. Are you going to keep 5 running backs? Does that mean there's only 1 spot left?
I'm gonna keep 4. That's what I believe. That's what we did last year. That's what worked for us. I mean, but then again, I forgot about Jeff Wilson. About Jeff Wilson. So
and that means everybody else, them 2 kids they brought in, practice squad, and 1 gets cut.
Right.
That's what I'm saying.
But realistically, I mean, and this is not taking anything away from McKinnon, but I believe if he comes back healthy this year, I still don't see him playing a role as a T. Cole or even a Jeff Wilson. I see him being more of a receiving back and just trying to get back into football shape.
Yeah.
That's just my opinion. I mean, but he's only playing for $1 million this year. I'm not sure what his cap hit is, but you know what I mean. So I don't know, man. But I'd rather look at this schedule because I hate looking and trying to justify what a player can do until we see it. You know what I mean?
We got 1 minute.
Because we got a whole list of those. Yeah.
Like I said,
the Cardinals is tough. I think the Cardinals is a team that could get us. But listen, when I say they're tough, I mean I believe we could beat anybody. But I give the Cardinals their respect. Seahawks, the Bills. I said the Cowboys because of their potential, but I don't want to get beat up tonight. So but really, that's about it, man. I see us having another great year, but there's a couple sleepers in there that I don't want to, especially with the way this whole year has been going, man. A lot of people, a lot of things been going on. So we just pray for the best and stay healthy. You know what I mean?
I agree. All right, I look for you tomorrow, fam. Good stuff as always.
My man.
All right, IB.
I appreciate it, Ronbo. Y'all have a good night. Yep.
Thanks,
you
fam.
too.
You too.
All right.
Yeah. See, it's funny because now what we're seeing now are dilemmas that have 49er fans where minds are racing, right? What I just said is there's 4 guys in that running back room, right? And there's a lot of talent. Ahmed looks awesome. And Hasty looks good. And I'm Jeff Wilson Jr. I cannot imagine not having him with his big playability. So it's a really scary thing. Shalii,
Hey, what's up, Ronbo?
Shalil, and you tell your mama, you remember, what's his name? Marky Mark? Yeah. So say hello to your mother. Every time he got on Saturday Night Live. Hey, and also, Shalil, tonight it is to keep him, Jerick McKinnon, on a say, no, we've got all we need. It's all we got. We all we need. And of the schedule, do you see the 5 games that have been picked out to be the biggest challenges for the 49ers this year to be a problem? And, Shalil, your feelings?
Just wanted to say that a red rifle is in Dallas, and he's about to be the starter.
Oh, God.
Did you hear about that?
Yes, I did. I projected that earlier.
How about them cowgirls? How about them lambs? How about them Seacocks? And last but not least, how about them Oakland, Las Vegas, Trader Raider Joes?
Woo! Hey, Shalil, what's really funny? Because probably the toughest competition we're going to have is going to come out of the division, whether we wanted to believe it or not. But the division is kind of, after the Seahawks, and the Cardinals are a surprise. I have a feeling they're going to be number 2, and the Hawks are going to be number 3, and the Rams are going to bring up a deep basement. I mean, you're going to have to take a flashlight to find them. That team got rid of everybody, and talk about rack of lamb, it's on sale. 5 cents a pound. Oh, my God, they smell bad.
Ronbo, they're going to be bad for a long time. Very bad.
They still owe
horrible.
people money.
They suck. The Lambs are done.
Hey, let's just for fun make a prediction.
Raider Joes.
How many games are the Rams going to win this year? I think 3.
1. Probably 1 game.
Who's that going to be? Every team's going to be so scared because 11 to 12 weeks they become the most feared team in football, right? Because nobody wants to lose to them. They suck. And there you are.
Oh, they're
God.
garbage.
Oh, I can't lose to the Rams.
Garbage now.
Oh, man. But they paid Jerick.
But they did. They paid Jared Goop, and now they don't have no money, and they can't restructure, just like the Seacocks. They can't restructure Russell Wilson's deal. Full guaranteed money.
Oh, God. The Rams got the most stupid management in the world. And is Jalen Ramsey, and what are they telling him? Jalen, listen,
They
don't worry.
haven't paid him.
We're getting rid of people. Before you call your lawyer, we're getting rid of people right and left. We're going to have enough money soon to pay you. And Jalen's going to say, play with who, man? What, you going to play with 8 players? Come on. Trade me, please.
He might. I could see already him leaving mid-season. He's like, no, I'm done. I'm out.
Or pretend like his back is hurting like he did with the Jags.
But anyways,
back,
Rumbo.
my back and my neck.
My neck and my back. But anyways, Rumbo, let's get down to 49.
I know, man, because Shalil, you always do this, man.
The best team.
Yes.
We were talking. Tonight's about Jerick Mckinnon, correct?
Yes.
I don't really think of him as a bruiser back. I think of him as another like a gadget. He's a gadget, another gadget running back. That's how he got hurt. Actually, is by
maybe
trying to bulldoze somebody. He's not. He won't.
No. You remember he got hurt in practice.
Run somebody over.
He was just jumping up in the air. He did some kind of a spin. There was no contact involved. It seems like the worst knee injuries are the ones that have nothing to do with anybody. I remember Watson did the same thing in practice. He just went down. Teddy Bridgewater, same thing. That's scary.
He's another wide receiver back.
Yeah, exactly.
Wide receiver running back.
He does that really well,
guy.
though. Yeah.
And I want to see that duo. I really want to see him and Tevin Coleman duo. Like how the Bears have with Tyreek Cohen, that other guy when he was around O.J. Howard.
Yeah,
not O.J. Howard. Sorry,
I know you mean Howard though. Howard's been cut. Chicago could go back and get him. God, it's a strange situation.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But no, Rumbo. I think we have a pretty good running backs room. Dante Pettis is done. He is done. I don't think he's gonna come back. He likes making cookies. Okay, he likes making cookies. He's coloring his hair at Color Me Mine. It's okay.
No. Hey, we're gonna have a pool at the beginning of the season. Just still, we got to put in a big pool. Does Dante survive the cut? Wait a minute. Oh man, we got to do that really, fam. And winner takes. Well, you got to divide up the purse of who says he's in, who says he's out. Oh God.
Oh, he's out, man. Him and Solomon Thomas. Solomon Thomas is a bust. He is a bust. I'm already calling it. He's a bust. Liz, that's on you. It's okay though. But Solomon's a bust. He likes hugging linesman's vast. And then the other side, we see Dante Pettis. He's over there coloring his hair. Eating cookies, playing with cats. Meow.
On the sideline.
It's over.
My God.
Oh yeah. And you can see Kittle making fun of him.
I know George does like to pick at him, but I think they became buddies. But I saw a tweet one time, and Dante said something to George that was you could tell he was not happy. I wish I would have saved that.
I'm picking on Pettis, man. I really am. It's like you got to get better, dude. We're not going to keep you if you're not good.
Oh God! Anyway.
I like it. I like picking on him because he likes coloring his hair at Color Me Mine, like Stephen A. makes fun of Jimmy G. He likes coloring his hair at Color Me Mine and making cookies. He's not playing football. He's not practicing. He's not doing any of that. He's playing with his kitty cats on that little obstacle course that he has at his crib. He's a part of the kitty cat crew.
Yeah, Chanel, do you know what I wonder? Did they interview Dante before they drafted him like they always do? There must have been some telltale signs that maybe you should
everything was fine. His freshman year when he came here, everything was fine. What happened?
I know. Okay, it's too late. We got to figure. You know what?
It's too late. We can't save him now.
Oh, okay.
Throw a cookie at him. Maybe he'll catch it.
Man, hand a kitty to one of the guys, one of the defensive backs, and pay that guy to slap the kitty. Don't slap him so hard, but just slap him and throw him down. And Dante will see that, and maybe that'll get his blood pumped. Dante will be pissed.
Maybe. Who knows?
Oh! Okay, you are mine.
But he's already getting hurt, Rumbo.
Dude,
he's already getting hurt. He's catching it. He's getting hurt. He's dropping it. But anyways, Rumbo, thank you. Shout out to the Niner Empire. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers. Thank you for the platform, Rumbo.
Thanks, Leo.
And have a good night and hit those likes.
You too, fam. And see you tomorrow. Thanks, Leo.
And wash your hands.
Yes.
See you tomorrow.
And don't put them in your face. All right, fam. Yeah, we got to avoid this disease. Fam, do everything you can. Do not get this virus. If it would just stop. during the summer, so they said, well, it looks like with coronavirus seemingly under control, the NFL has announced there will be spectator participation. Yes! Ellis!
Yo, what's going on, family?
Oh, Ellis, man. I'm sitting there looking at Jerick McKinnon, man. Jerick's all over the news now. He's got these fiendish videos going on, getting people all pumped up. And the thing is, Jerick does bring something to the team that they doesn't have. And they've got everything, but Jerick brings that other little dynamic that might be interesting to see. Because, like somebody mentioned earlier, Kyle needs certain players to do certain things in his playbook that if that player is not available to him, he ain't calling that play. When somebody said that earlier tonight, I says, yeah, that's like handicapping him to a degree. I don't have the right tools to get this done. So I want him to have Jerick, but the real Jerick. So give me a feeling on that. Also, the teams we mentioned earlier, and then if you have another sleeper, because somebody pointed the Jets out, and I'll be, the Jets aren't going to be easy. But go ahead, Ellis.
Say the last part again, family.
Yeah, I was talking about the teams we got to be concerned with. You have Philly, New England, the Patriots, because the Belichick factor is still there. Eagles, and I hate to say it, but the Cowgirls, we do have to take them seriously. So I'm thinking those are some of the biggest threats. And the Jets, it's now creeping in my mind, is thinking we may have 6 teams that we got to really muscle up for. But they got to come. I think the Jets come to Levi's Stadium, so they got to make that long haul. That could hurt them. But do we play the Jets?
Yeah.
Do we play the Jets in New York? No, yeah, back to back.
I think we play in NY, I believe.
Yeah, we play. Yeah, okay. But I think we play the Eagles when they. No, it's really okay. Are the Eagles on?
I think we played it.
They come to us.
If I'm not mistaken, I thought the last show or that we had or before, I believe that the Phillies was coming to Santa Clara.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. I thought that Philly was going to – I remember, I think Dre was talking to him about it, saying that was going to be our only cold game when we were talking about the weather. I remember you guys talking about it, and we were saying the weather, and we were talking about what's going to be the coldest games, and that it's going to be summertime or it's going to be hotter back east.
We haven't played the Eagles on Cali in a long time. If anybody got the schedule, are we playing the Eagles? The Eagles come Junior G. No, the Eagles come to us. Yeah. So
good.
That's a little advantage.
Nice. That's nice to hear. Yeah, that's going to be exciting. Well, I guess as far as Jet, man, seeing him work out, is looking effortless, and he's looking real good and intact, and was probably how he was looking up until he got injured again, just last season. So it's just all about health at this point. I'm definitely excited to see him come and actually perform, and see how Kyle's able to utilize his talents. You know what I mean, in the zone, and doing a lot of stuff on the outside. He kind of reminds me of that. I don't know why I can't remember his name right at this very moment, but the running back that the Vikings actually have now. I don't know why I can't remember his name. We shut his ass down, though.
Is it Cook? Yeah, it's Cook.
Yeah. Yeah, I believe it's another Cooks. They got all these Cooks. These brothers, they probably related. But I'm excited. I'm excited though to see Jet, man. I if it comes down to it, I'm willing to to see. And he took the pay cut. He's betting on himself right now, so he's putting all the cards on the table. So let's give him a shot. You know what I mean? Let's let him come out and do his thing. And we very well may benefit from that. I believe we can. I'm just concerned about who's going to get cut, and I don't want any of our guys to get. Of course, I know Heem is locked in. I like our other backs. Obviously, I don't even think we consider talking about Juszczyk and that. Yeah, he is one of our backs, but he's not one of the the backs that we have taking all of the, snaps and doing, he's our utility, guy. He's our Swiss Army knife. So he's not going anywhere. His job won't be compromised. But I'm concerned about the other guys, the running back group. And then we got those 2 new rookies we just signed, Salvon for a couple of years. But clearly, if he got signed, he'll be there for a minute. And but yeah, man, I'm excited to see what he does. I don't feel like I totally forgot we played the Cowgirls this year. So we'll be playing them this up and coming season. I forgot the last time we talked about it. I said we are playing the Cowgirls. That's going to be exciting. I look forward to that because we've been playing them in the preseason and beating up on them. So it'd be nice to get a regular season win against them. They got CD and they got some. They're trying to do some stuff. Jerry's on his spaceship. Is floating around Earth and. You know what I mean, with all his money and things, and trying to make things happen, man.
Yeah, staying in the news
we'll see what
for all
happens.
the wrong things. I know, it's just hilarious.
Yeah. I would be more concerned about the Eagles than the Cowboys, to be honest.
When
it comes to having a competitive game.
Legitimate, because the Eagles beat the Cowboys last year, and they had everybody out there too. Everybody was home.
Yeah, and the Eagles, they beefed up a little bit, so that's going to be a good game. I'm not really concerned. I still feel like we're at best we'll lose 2 games, and if not, we'll repeat our 13-3. Like I said last show, I don't think we'll. I think we have the ability to go all the way. As far as being able to get only 1 or no losses. We're not incapable of doing that great, but it's those mental mistakes, it's those minor mistakes, and maybe not taking things as serious on a game-to-game basis. Sometimes that can kind of bite us in the ass. So as long as we're not doing any of that and we're taking every game full throttle, then I think we'll be good. As long as and the injury bug, of course, we don't get.
It's always that's always the worst. Yeah. Because you figure DJ Jones, if he stays on the field, some of the guys that seem to always be little ouchies, take them out. D Ford, DJ Jones. These are very key pieces that got to stay out there. I don't have any faith anymore in Julian Taylor. Julian Taylor's always had this kind of thing going on with him. He plays in a way that gets him hurt. D Ford and Nick Bosa stay on the field all year. I feel sorry for any team that thinks they're going to do anything. Eric Armstead seems to have figured out how to stay unhurt. I tell you, I like and Javon Kinlaw.
I can't wait.
What if Javon Kinlaw is as vicious in the NFL as he looked playing in the college ranks? Then it's gonna be like basically a repeat of last year, and probably maybe with another notch. Because you know what, Buckner was vicious too, and he did his thing. I just think that Kinlaw might bring like a different kind of vicious, and he's just like a like a young madman, and I'm excited to see what he does. It's just all about the health at the end of the day, and I think we're gonna be really excited, to see him out on the field and doing things. But we'll see what happens. You know what I was watching, Ronbo, about Richie James? I feel bad, man. Before we go, he's actually got 14.2 yards after the catch per reception. That's number 1 on our team. But
62.5%.
But to put that in perspective, he doesn't have that many receptions, though, and the ones he had are pretty long.
When he does get the ball, well, that's the problem, is that he's not getting enough plays. But he's got his numbers overall, his percentage and things are higher. He's able to do some stuff. I would hate to see us get rid of Richie and then him be an Achilles heel against us on another team. Okay. The Seahawks would be one to go take one of our guys and then turn around and they become a damn star. I don't look forward to any of that kind of stuff, but I have a feeling he may not make it.
He's going to get his shot, though, and you just hope for him and see what happens.
Yeah.
All right, fam.
Yes,
we'll see
sir,
tomorrow. All right. Thanks,
yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Shout out to you. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. Ronbo, shout out to you always. That was a great interview you did the other day.
Thanks.
With Eric. That was good. And
he's so
shout
much
out to you as always. Y'all download that Ronbo Sports app, man. Get that subscriber. Get those numbers up, man. We need 30K, man.
Yes,
Let's get Ronbo to 30, y'all. What's up with it? Can we do it? Let's get it. Let's go one brick by brick, baby. What's up?
Yo. Thanks, Ellis.
All right, family.
Appreciate you, fam.
Respect.
Have a good night.
Always. Peace.
Oh, man. Yeah, I tell you, man, I really wish. Yeah, does Dante weigh heavy on your mind like he does? I just, every time I think about his skill set and his whole way of thinking and how he takes the game, Dante probably say, hey, you know what? It's really none of your business. You guys don't know me. You don't know where my head's at or what I'm thinking. And you're not in the NFL. You know what it's like to get hit by a guy that weighs over 200 pounds at high speed? You know how much I weigh? I weigh 195 on a good day. So get off me. I say, Dante, man, dude, you wanted to play ball. So play. You got gifts that a lot of us wish we had. And you're laying around playing like, well, I'm okay if I play today. If I not, I don't. I could be wrong. You talk about an interview. I'd love to talk to him. I mean, I'd find a way to question him without pissing him off. I really don't. I want to know what's going on with you. Are you delighted to be with the 49ers? I mean, do you really want to play football? Because you got all the gifts in the world. If you want, there's not a defensive back in the NFL that could really cover you. I saw you. I told people that in your rookie year. Look how he moves. Look at how he slowly and smoothly just shakes a defender with ease almost. And especially on those deep routes, it's useless trying to cover him. I like him. That's why I'm so concerned. Come on, Dante. You would make that offensive attack even more brutal. Because quite frankly, fam, if something happens and he goes to another team, he's going to find himself. I have a feeling, right? And then he shows out with another team, that's going to really be bad. Anyway, no need to, don't trip on it, because I'm tripping on it. It's not a good feeling, because we got a great ball player that won't play. Anyway, hey, fam, go ahead. I guess hit that like for me, fam. I can't wait to see tomorrow night on Raw. All right? Hey, mamas! Happy Mother's Day! Niners!